Okay, so the next step in my 3,000 sends test here at Thanks.io is going to be to put together the first mailing list, or maybe all the mailing lists. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the native mailing list tool inside of Thanks.io. So when we go to mailing lists right here, we see the purchase custom list option. So I can purchase custom list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose individuals. And then I'm going to go whole USA in this particular case, but know that you could go down into radius around an address or zip code. And then I'm going to get into the demography. Now I'm going to pause and pick a bunch of different options here and talk about those in a second. Okay, so I've selected some attributes from the demography picker here. I've got men who are single, aged between 42 and 58. They are homeowners with an income between 75,000 and 150. The system thinks they are opportunity seekers, so they probably opted in for like an MLM or some kind of thing like what we are offering now. It's not MLM, but it's affiliate market. It's a make money from home related, let's call it that. And they've also invested in the past in real estate and investment in stock and securities, or they've opted into stuff related to that. Now, with our internal list, we don't get the level of granularity, even though there's a lot of options here that you might get from a professional list site. You know, if you Google around, there are list brokers that can really drill in. They can tell you things like whether or not the people on the list have bought something recently. That's a big thing you would want to know, and other things. But I'm going to use our more general list builder here and just see where we get, knowing that I can always fine tune this list with third parties later. One of the advantages of using ours in a scenario like this is that it is very affordable. I'm only paying 10 cents a record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 3 separate lists, and I'm going to name them List A, List B, List C, but it's all going to be the same grouping here, okay? Just so that the control on the list target is always the same for the 3 different send types, our postcards and the 2 letter types that we're sending, as I described in the previous video. So I'm going to choose 1,000 here. You can see it's going to cost me $90, so it is 9 cents a record. And then I'm going to click Buy List. Click Agree. Is it see, it starts spinning in the top right, and it takes a few minutes. It'll grab all these, and actually click on the little edit thing right here, and I'm going to call this list. I'm going to identify it, and I'm going to call it single male op seeker. I'm just going to put some attributes in here. Op seeker 42, 58. Income 75K to 200K. Okay, and homeowners. Just so I know what they are, and then I'm going to put an A at the end. And I'm actually going to copy this string. Well, I can always grab it later for when I buy the next list. So you can see I have this string here, and I'm going to save the next list as B and then the next list as C, so that I'll have my 3 separate lists. Now you'll see it takes a minute here to load up. I'll pause. Of course, as soon as I pause, it fires straight up, like so. And you can see it's given me the names on the list here. And they're all over the country, and I can now mail to them with the system. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the other 2 lists to the system. But if you have time and you're following along with this, go ahead and just play around with the list building tool inside Thanks.io. You don't have to buy anything today, but go and see what you can find that's relevant to your business. You might be surprised by what you find. And the other thing I'll mention with the list building tool, if we were targeting businesses, they are 20 cents a record. They're a little more expensive. So 20 cents a record. But you can actually drill down by the business type by going to demography and choosing SIC code. So if I wanted real estate agents, for example, or if I wanted pizza shops, oops, you could do that too. So there is the business and there is a residential. So just play around with that. In the next video, I'll probably work on getting our card designed and out in the mail, get the image and the message sides built out for this campaign.